Hey, what's up, everybody? Good to see you again.
Cheers, boys.
Oh, Cheerios, mate. Cheerios.
Cherry hose. Sherry's
Those are
nose.
angels. Those are angels, by the way.
Sherry's nose.
If you watch those clips I sent you, those are angels.
Oh, dude, that guy is hilarious. He's from the freaking Ukraine, dude. That guy is. Have you heard him talk about loving women that are slightly on the larger side?
No, I just discovered him. I just discovered him today,
bro.
and I've been watching. I just been watching clips.
Dude, he was a walk-on Kill Tony. Golden ticket.
He should be. His delivery is amazing.
He actually he was there when they did Kill Tony there in Madison Square Garden.
Okay.
Like he got that invite.
Dude, have you seen? I sent it to you. Did you see the one where he covers the gay couple fighting?
Oh God, it was two gay guys. It was a perfectly logical conversation by two superior brains. Oh my God.
Trying to find a solution.
Oh, he's so
What's
dry.
The best fight ever.
He's so dry, but he like plays into like the foreign accent thing, you know.
Dude.
So it gives him like a delivery that's just completely different than everybody else's. You know, speaking of comedy, I got off last night, you know, and I went in.
We don't want to know about you getting off.
And Sarah was watching this thing on Vice, and it was all about like Def Comedy Jam. Dude, it brought back some memories, man, of watching Martin Lawrence and those guys, you know.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh my gosh.
How about those leather outfits? How do those guys walk around in those heavy leather outfits with stage lights?
So one of the guys that was like a producer. No, it wasn't a producer at the time. He was just kind of like a fellow up and coming. And Chris Tucker goes, "Hey, I need to borrow your vest. I'm going on Def Comedy Jam. I need to borrow your vest." So the first time you ever see Chris Tucker and he's in that, you know, all black, he's got the black vest on, the black shirt, you know, just looking all thugged out and everything. He's like, "Yeah, dude, that's my vest." He's like, Chris Tucker had to borrow it from me before he did that. It just worked. What's up, Bobby? Not about a little.
Not much, man. Just getting everything together. And
what are you drinking?
I'm drinking Knob Creek 15.
That sounds very over 12 years old.
My bottles could drink themselves.
You taking a night off?
No. His bottles are over 21, is what he said.
Mine are old enough to drink themselves.
Oh, well, I have one that is too. So, if I wanted to.
So we're gonna start off with a little 22-year-old Glen Talkers from distilled in '97.
Nice.
So, any of you youngins that were born in '97, jeez.
I was throwing professional baseballs in 1997. Tater down. What's up, buddy?
I was flunking out of two Texas state schools, both the University of Texas and Texas Tech. Can rightfully say that
you flunked out of two different ones.
I flunked out of two in 2 years. Yeah.
I was in the military, out of the military, and in '97, I think I was probably working for Nortel out in Colorado.
So you were climbing poles?
No, at that point, I was building central offices.
Oh, gotcha. What's up, Dom?
Yeah, he hadn't achieved pole climbing yet.
Well, yeah. It's a whole different, subsect of, techniques, and you've got You got to learn protocols, you know.
Mhm.
You don't want to slip off the pole, you know.
No.
They get slick apparently.
No, that's not why you fall off of a pole. I know you're talking about another pole, but I'm talking about the colorful.
I'm talking about Diddy parties.
Yeah, that's the wrong kind of pole climbing right there.
Oh, dude, they're coming out and talking about like all the they call them commercial sex workers.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was like a residential and a commercial version.
I mean, if it's commercial, doesn't that mean it's legal?
I mean, if it's commercial, obviously they got health care.
Right. And hey, that's a whole nother level of corporate greed right there.
That's for sure.
Oh man.
Did it all for the sex and taxes.
They did it all for the money. For the money. Oh man. So what are you drinking, Chris?
Liquid Death.
Wow. Gotcha.
He's working. They dumped some work on him late.
I'm the spiritual kind.
It was funny because they were doing all this hot stuff saying that they needed me to go here and here, that there was an expedite and all that stuff. And then I get a call from the director this evening.
Uh-huh.
He's like, well, you're probably not going to go anywhere until next week. They expedited all this to go do it and all that stuff. And here the customer that did all the expediting didn't have the power and everything done and ready to go for any of it to happen.
Oh, that's kind of a problem.
So
well, you did say that you were pretty sure they didn't have some of the equipment you needed anyway.
I was like, there's no way they're ready for this. I'll go, I mean, as long as we show that we're on time and we were ready to go and that stuff, then it falls back out of us.
Yeah, it's billable for you. Man.
Well, that opened up a tea time for tomorrow. So
tea time with Bobby.
Oh man.
Come play. What do they say? Come play a hole with me. This par 4, blah blah blah. I'd go out there and how funny would it be to say, come play this hole with me, be like a par 4 and you get like a 16. That would be worth watching.
Like you've never done that?
Not a 16, but I could make it happen.
Lord, a 16. How do you even do that?
You mishit the ball 15 times.
Hold on. You know what? You end up in the water, and then you go up, and then you accidentally scrub the top of it, so you go in the water again, and then you actually get a decent shot over the water, and then you end up in a sand trap, like right up against the face, and then you have to like pitch it backwards, and then that doesn't work out, so then you have like another shot, and then you like 4-putt.
Wow.
I mean, it can happen, but I'll tell you what, that'd be rough.
I think he's done that a few times, the way he described that so well.
I was going to say, he knew exactly how to do it.
Listen. You want to know how to screw up. Listen, I'm your guy.
Well, evidently, you flunked out of 2 schools in a year.
Actually, make that 3 because it was community college too. After that, I had like 4 0.0 semesters in a row. I registered for class. I just didn't go. I was bad.
That's impressive.
You know what? There's nothing worse than going, I'm going to go to class today and walking up and they're taking a test and you're like, nope. You just turn around and walk back.
Wow.
Yeah. 10-year plan. 10-year plan.
Holy shit!
Who was it? What was it? Was it Dane Cook that had that movie where he was like the guy, like never wanted to leave college?
That was
Reynolds.
That was Reynolds. Van Wilder.
Van Wilder. Yeah. Yeah, I was, having a lot of fun. I wouldn't say I was having fun, but I was making the best of my situation.
Right.
I mean, I don't know that I was making the best of it. I was just partying a lot daily.
I like to party a lot.
A lot. I like turtles.
That is
that's
video.
like one of my favorite
Cheers, William.
Hi. What do you like? I like turtles.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So you said did you start with the 21 year?
I started with the lower of the two ABVs. They're both signatory cash strengths, which is hilarious. But this one is a 43% cash strength, and you can see how freaking light it is, right? I mean, it's wonderful. It's just like honey water.
Oh, see, somebody finally called Scotch what it is. Water.
That's funny. No, I haven't done. I mean, I have like a bazillion Knob Creek sitting over there. I haven't touched them in years. So I decided I was going to grab that 15. I was going to get my Wild Turkey 17-year bottle and bond, but there ain't a ton left in it. And I was like, I probably shouldn't.
That'll be gone.
That's probably pretty close to needing to go to the Gunny's house just for
safekeeping.
Yeah. But I do have a 25-year. Then I always have, the 15-year Springbank, and so.
Yeah, I can pull that one out. I was trying to go over 20. I was like, yeah, these are kind of drinkers, Like, I mean, honestly, they were value bottles. Like,
right.
I mean, probably no more than like $120.
Well, basically, when I was thinking about tonight, I was like, do I want to do old whiskey or do I want to just go back to drinking the very first whiskey you ever drank? But I was like, I wonder if anybody even has that. So I looked, and the very first whiskey I ever had, I have here. So
I don't have any JD number 7.
Yeah. My very first was Turkey 101.
I'd have been smart to go with Turkey 101 because it was a whole lot cheaper.
And tastes better.
You're not wrong. But, you're chugging it out of a bottle. And
I mean, that's typically how it happened back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine. I was pretty young. I was probably in junior high. So.
I wish, man. No, I was like, once I was able to get away.
Yeah, there's no question. The very first. Well, I mean, I remember having it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember if it was 7th grade or 8th grade, but I remember it was in junior high.
Yeah, I remember. Here's one of the funniest memories. I remember we had a big family reunion. My grandparents had some property that was, let's say, about an hour and a half outside of Houston, kind of west of College Station, and we have this big family reunion. My grandparents have this, all their family come in. Everybody comes in from Mississippi and Arkansas, and all over Texas, and everybody comes in. I remember my grandpa and my uncle Ross sitting around the back of the truck with a bunch of other uncles I didn't really know.
A&B Scotch Crown Royal were what I had. Ugh.
You know, yeah,
Good old-
you had
good
to
old
choose.
J&B though. Nothing good about it.
But I just remember, you know, they were drinking out of stuff from the back of the truck, right? And it wasn't like in plain view. So, you know, they didn't want like everybody knowing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, what's going on? What's going on? You know, and Grandpa always gave me a sip of his beers and stuff. You know, here, sip this. Right, and then straight Mississippi fire water, man. I was like, oh, everybody just started.
Well, I mean,
laughing.
I'll tell you, if you're talking about like the first, I guess, it was Shine. I had Shine before I had anything. But I mean, that was just from the family hoops. We had our own, the family still in Kentucky. I always remember, like, even when I went, because they still do it, they still have it. And I've had it within the last few years. I mean, it's so clean. It doesn't even punch or nothing. It's just good.
I mean, when you get something down right, and and you're making good heads and tail cuts, you know what I mean, and you're just taking arts, yeah, it can be really good, and like you said,
Speaking of which,
yeah, I always had to get it through Grandpa. Grandpa always knew an old timer that would get some, so. When Grandpa went, so did my hookup.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was only like
That's terrible of you to blame it on Grandpa these days.
That's right.
No. I'm just saying, hey, listen.
Well, mine was all
somewhere
between like my dad and this. So there was this buddy I had in junior high. And he kind of, like I was kind of more of like the sports guy, good grades, and he was kind of the opposite of those two things. But I got along with him great. And he would, every time we had like a junior high dance, he would bring little airport bottles of booze from his house. We'd sneak into the bathroom and drink it. So I'm guessing his dad probably,
airline pilot or something.
He was doing something, because back then you had no idea what anybody did. You didn't care what parents did. There wasn't even like when I remember that back in those years, elementary, all the way up until probably about middle of high school before you started noticing it. Oh, you didn't know anything about anything. Just everybody was just, as long as you came to school and you were kind of clean.
I mean, like that was the thing, as long as you were cool to get along with, I didn't care what you came up with, what kind of status you came from.
But that's just the way it was. I mean, and you got along with everybody. There was no really anything, I couldn't have told you up until
Isn't that scary? Isn't that scary? Because now look at all the little kids are like, well, my parents do this, and I have this, and I didn't.
We had no idea of anything.
And you're like, what? And even back then, the parents that had stuff were like smacking the kids and like, you don't talk about it.
Yeah,
it's quiet.
Well, I can remember there was a girl that I dated off and on. I don't know if you know dated, but I had a girlfriend off and on through elementary up until like maybe my freshman year, and found out figured out later I think it was late high school when we weren't doing dating or anything like that and her dad was the freaking judge. You didn't know anything. You just didn't know, have a clue, didn't care. It was so irrelevant because it just the only time you talked to each other was at school. Or if you were calling somebody and giving some other number because it was long distance, and if you ran up your phone bill, you were going to get killed.
Yep. Isn't that crazy? Long distance phone bills. Wow. And grandma's always having that one phone with the cord that was like 35 feet long.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude, I can remember when we would be somewhere. We'd be somewhere and we'd call collect, and all we'd do is say, "Please state your name." We'd say, "Pick us up at 10," and they'd decline the charges because you just kind of use it as like a voice messaging service.
Pick us up at 10. All right, we'll be there. That's
funny. That seems like a whole entire lifetime ago when you think of that kind of stuff.
Well, for most people, that was a lifetime ago. I mean, my school days for me were a long time ago, man.
Yeah.
It's like 30 years ago.
Yeah, but things were definitely simpler back then.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, my Knob Creek 15 tastes pretty damn good.
I've had this on stream before, dude. I love this Glen Talkers. It's like I said, man, it's like a little bit of that, like, you know how the Brooklotti Isla Barleys have that like mild, like sour note?
Yeah.
This has got that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, it's got that little bit of like soury sweet. And then, like I said, man, it's just honey water.
How's that 12-year-old liquid death or whatever that is doing there, Chris?
Dude, it's magic. You guys should all get on the liquid death train.
Mm-mm.
I can't drink carbonated water like that, man.
There's nothing better than liquid death chugs.
Oh, yeah? And then the gigantic burp afterwards?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess,
No burp, dude.
So what are your guys' favorite older whiskeys in general? Do you have mine was always Evan Williams 23.
Okay.
When you said okay, give us an answer.
Well, I was gonna ask another question and like quantify and go, okay, are we talking about like vintage whiskeys, or are we talking like older stuff like vintage, or are we talking about like age statement?
Yeah, age statement stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, the best probably standard offered age stated whiskey that you can still find today, probably Lafroig 25. Probably Lafroig.
That's a little bit of a pricey beast, though, man.
It is, man. I'm not gonna lie.
You're going straight booge on us there.
I mean, it's just great. Everything you love about Lafroig, and then a little bit of sherry. You got the age on it, so it rounds off everything. It's just good.
Nice.
Right.
I'm gonna.
Get it out.
Oh, I'll get it out. All right.
There's no question. My go-to when I have it, and I haven't had it in a while because I drank it all, was Evan Williams 23.
Yeah, dude, that one's killer. I do enjoy that one. I am a big fan of the Elijah Craig 18s. Not all of them, mind you. They are single barrel. Some are far superior to others. But when you get a really good one, man, they're good.
I always like when I get an opportunity to go up to Steve's and drink his Orphan Barrel. They're always usually really good.
Oh, man. If we're going to go down that road, yeah, there's a couple of those that are just otherworldly.
Dude, listen, that set of the first four.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that 20-year-old Rhetoric, which I think is one of the best damn bourbons I've ever drank in my entire life.
Yeah.
Then what was the one with the fox?
Fable and Folly?
No, there was one with fox before that one.
Well, you have Rhetoric.
It was
You
Rhetoric.
Old Blowhard.
Was it Lost Prophet?
Oh, the Lost Prophet.
Was it the Lost Prophet?
Prophet's good.
Wasn't that like a 14-year-old?
Yeah, there's something somewhere in there. It's hard to. I can't remember off the top of my head. But
Honestly,
there is one like you said with a fox. I just can't remember which one it is.
Yeah, I think that Lost Prophet, I'm pretty sure, had something like a fox with like a top hat, and then I think they kind of brought it back with like what Chris said with the Fable and Folly. What was the other one in that set? Old Blowhard was a little tannic. Wasn't that one like 20?
That was like
26?
26 or something like that.
Wasn't there like another one like in the middle?
If you go through the list, it's Old Blowhard was the first release.
Okay.
And that was the 26 year. Okay, let me go to the next page here. Come on, people. Do I click it? How do I navigate their site? Oh, I got to click on each one. That's no fun. Lost Prophet was a 22-year-old.
Oh, okay.
That had the lamb on the front of it.
It was a lamb. Okay.
Forged Oak was a 15-year. That one's okay. Another great one in the series, and this is the one you're thinking of, Zach, Barter House.
Barter House.
Yeah. I mean, that's old Stitzel Weller juice at 20 years at 90.2 proof. That thing's a banger.
Oh, dude, it was so good.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like one of the first times I like had it, and like I had a Glencairn. Like somebody actually like handed me a Glencairn, and they're like, "So are you gonna like?" I'm like, "Dude, I'm just gonna drink these neat." They go, give me that glass back. Here you go. Hands me back a freaking Glencairn. I'm like, "Oh, okay." He's like, "Trust me." I was like, "Oh."
I was a big fan of that one, and then the Rhetorics.
Yeah.
Those were really good.
20 through 22, I think, were the sweet spot.
The 22 on that one is very delicious.
I just thought 20 through 22.
Which one is the one that Steve sent you a sample of, Zach?
The 20 Rhetoric, so the first one, yeah. Because I got to have that at a bar in Houston called Reserve 101. And it was a company outing, and they were like, "So whatever you guys want." So I'm ordering like high end shit, And the guy's like, "Here, you want to try this one?" All right, dude. All right, next you need to try this one. Like, just first time I ever had it, and it wasn't until a year later, the 21 came out that I was able to find the 21, and then I was able to get a 22. But those Rhetorics were just so good.
Nice. Well, here's one on here. I've never seen this one. I don't know if it's new. I don't know if it's old. It's called Woven Honor. It was a single malt Scotch with a spider web on the front of it. It's an 18-year-old Linkwood, so that should be right up your alley, Zach.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I think
as an orphan barrel.
I think they wanted like $300 for it though.
Ooh, ouch.
Yeah, for an 18-year-old Linkwood, like there's no value there. I'm sorry.
No. It's
I mean,
like those Mucky Mucks. What are they? Scotch from the Port Dundas distillery.
Yeah, they're single grain.
They're overpriced and overrated. I didn't like it,
but it's single grain.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's too much for a single grain of that age.
Yeah,
I
I've
mean,
seen those goofy things all over the place.
I mean, listen, a single grain at $350, you ought to be 35 plus years old
Okay.
for like really getting your value out of that.
Yes, that makes sense.
The thing about single grains is really when they start to hit that 25-year mark, that's when they hit that that sweet spot like a single malt hits at 12 years old. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It takes them a little bit longer.
Understood.
But there's I've been fortunate enough to have a couple of canvas, and I think the oldest one I had was like 40, 41.
Oh wow.
Dude, honestly, you couldn't hardly tell the difference between that and malt at that point.
Yeah.
It was just amazing. I want to say the value on those, somewhere between like $350, $400. In this day and age, if you're anywhere close to, $10 a year, that's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Especially for those older ones.
Yeah.
What are you smoking? Bobby, what are you smoking?
Valor.
Smoking a Winston, man.
I'm gonna go from Knob Creek 15 to Springbank 15.
Oh, that is going to be a wild change.
Well, I got a very particular set of skills.
Since I smoked our cigars last night, I pulled a Namakubi out.
Yeah.
A little Room 101, just to vary up my palate.
Everybody likes a variable palate.
It's just amazing when you go to like a 15-year bourbon and you get the notes that you get in that and how much fruit you get from going to that Springbank 15. It's just a different world.
It's those refill casks, man.
They're both really good. What's up, Katie? Cheers. Yeah, they're both really, really good, and I really like them both, but they're just different.
Of course.
Because I know after this, I'm going to go to that 25-year Linkwood.
Oh, you're going to go to that? Oh, all right. Oh, that was a value.
Mm-hmm.
We got that for about $10 a year. Even with terrible shipping prices. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Even with terrible shipping prices. Dude. No,
it's good. It's really good.
Oh, that is it has everything that I like about Linkwood, plus it's older, so the richness level is just elevated on those.
Yeah.
Every time I drink this Glen Talkers, I'm like, dude, I gotta put this thing away because it's 43%, right? I mean, it's crushable, and I just have to remind myself, no, take your time with these. These are there's you gotta give it up to Signatory, consistency of barrels that they're able to get, a little bitty ass operation, owning Edredauer right there, storing it all in the same spot.
Right.
Mm. Yeah.
Oh.
So what says you, Chris? Other than
What says
old?
me? Dude, I'm just working like a good little worker bee.
You think they're giving you this shit late on purpose?
I mean, it's a possibility. It's not the end of the world. I'll get it done.
Feed some candy to the children.
Sometimes you just work a little bit slower than you normally would when you're billing somebody.
Especially if they're dropping it on you last minute, late at night.
You know,
That's why I'm talking to my homies while I work.
I'm not gonna say that calls for an hour or two, but you know, when my grandpa was running the machine shop, if he was working on something and he cut his finger, he added 2 hours.
I like that. I like that.
You know. Rush jobs should cost a little extra because they're not during normal business hours.
True. I mean, I am taking my annual break in the middle to do my Walmart shopping.
Oh, that's good.
You gotta get your shopping done, man.
Well, it's not normal shopping.
Yeah. I'll tell you, it's funny. We were sitting up here, and I had a conversation with Bridget, and Briston had got up until she starts her new job down in Columbus where she lives. When she works up here, the 3 days she stays up here. And so she don't have to make that long drive after she gets off the 12-hour shift.
Mm-hmm.
So we were sitting there talking, and then Briston was down there, and Bridget's like, "Oh, did you happen to tell Briston what you said?" And I said, "What are you talking about? What you said about, this coming December?" And I said, "Christmas." It's like, "Yeah." And I said, "No." Did I need to tell her? And she's like, "What?" And I said, "Well, I told your mom that you guys are all old enough at this age that we're not buying presents anymore for you guys.
Yeah.
You're too old." And I saw tears welling up in my daughter's eyes.
No. Oh, no.
Oh, well, welcome to the realization.
At least you let them down in October, not on Christmas Day.
I mean,
well, the thing is, they're all 23 and older. I mean, they don't need to have we still did it up until last year, and I just told Bridget, I said, it don't make sense. Like, I don't remember getting a present ever after.
It went to the kiddos. Once you had kiddos, it goes to the fucking kiddos.
It goes to the grandkids and everything else. And, maybe there was, something smaller or something, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, a card or something,
But we spoiled, it's funny because we've had this conversation that, the kids to this day will say being the one thing they remember more than anything was Christmas morning. Because we had, I would say on average, we had about 30 presents for each one of the kids. But the thing was, right, we'd go out and this is what they remember, the excitement of opening the presents. But I was like, yeah, but you guys would open a present and it'd be like a pair of socks. And then you'd open up another box that was a pair of socks. We'd buy like 3 packs, but we'd individually wrap everything so that it was more fun. You had more presents. And they said, I don't remember ever caring. I just remember wanting to see how many there was. And they'll trust me, there was presents everywhere in this house. It was stacked mess. You had 4 kids at 30 each. There was 120 presents just for the kids.
Dude, that's a fortune in wrapping paper.
Bridget's a master rapper. Trust me, she was no scraps. So, but it was one of those things that was so fun. Like, you go out and buy because the kids always needed, underwear and socks and all that stuff. You got them new at Christmas time. We wrapped them individually, Yeah, they might have like one or two decent presents in there, and most of the stuff they needed. And but I just don't remember ever thinking that. It was just, well, and they got to the point that they could figure out whose was whose. So Bridget changed all of the presents to just numbers. And it was completely random. Nobody could figure out whose was whose. And so they'd pull out a present and it'd be like number 17. And Bridget would look at her list. She'd say, oh, okay, that's Belle's. She numbered and kept track of all. Because I had two shitheads that kept wanting to go in there and find their presents and stuff.
That was me and Nick. Dude, we found my mom couldn't hide them. We found them everywhere. Didn't matter where she tried to hide them.
Yeah.
We found them. So what did she start doing? She would come home with it, wrap it. There was no hiding it. It just got wrapped.
Yeah.
So, then because neither one of us we're any good at freaking rewrapping anything. So we couldn't open it. Otherwise, everybody would freaking know.
Yeah, ours was Bell and Bright. My two middle kids.
Mom thwarted our efforts. I mean, she started listen, she got pretty cunning, She would like hide them in Dad's closet in like luggage. You know what I mean? Like she would hide stuff in luggage and luggage on the top shelf. We ended up finding all those. She'd stick it here or there in the storage room upstairs. Like they would leave, and me and Nick would just be like, "All right, dude, you ready? Let's go." And we would just systematically go from room to room, and just behind everything, we'd open anything that you could put stuff in. And one year we were like stuck. We were like, "Dude, we haven't found squat." I was like, "Dude, where's the one place we haven't checked?" He's like, I was like, "Nick, come on, where's the one place we haven't checked yet?"
Attic.
Bingo. Mom was hiding them in the attic while we were at school.
Smart lady. No, we definitely had our fair share of things that was funny. I can remember one year we had presents we hid and we forgot about them.
Oh no! And
then the next year we were doing some stuff and we found these presents. We just regifted them. We just gave them to them a year later. Like, oh, by the way, we bought you that last year, but it fell behind this or that or whatever.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
That's hilarious. Well, last year I told Madison that I was gonna how they released those cowboy boot Crocs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spurs. Yeah, I told her that I was gonna buy them I told Madison I was gonna buy them for Joe. And she's like, "Don't you freaking dare." I was like, "Why? Because he'd wear them?" He goes, "Yes, he would wear them." I was like, "I need to buy them for him." They all sold out too quick. I was like, "Shit."
That would have been fantastic.
Dude, come on, man. I could see this ding dong at the freaking at the ATV park, riding his ATV around freaking with his cowboy Crocs on, Being the belle of the ball.
Cowboy Crocs, I love it.
The best part was they had spurs.
No.
Yes, they had spurs.
Oh, yes. That's awesome. I want some cowboy Crocs now. I want to walk into every cigar lounge wearing those damn things with one of those foam cowboy hats.
Yeah.
With a big star on the front of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. Well, you know what? I think there are plenty of Dallas Cowboy fans that would get rid of theirs.
No shit.
Probably.
You know what I think is crazy? I think it's absolutely crazy that we're only 6 games in. They're at 500 and people are having a meltdown. There's so much football to be played, and they're still not out of it. I don't get it. Like, why?
the Cowboys will get to 500 and give you a little bit of hope, and then shake it out and to take the rug out from underneath you on the back end of the season.
Yeah, because isn't there 16 games?
Yeah, he just listen, man.
Still 10 games to go.
Jerry Jones is just an idiot.
No, we know that.
I mean, more. You talk about more money than sense. I think at this point he thinks he values that team at too much that nobody would ever buy it. Who knows?
Well, when you're the owner and the GM, that's not a good.
Well, you know what? That was Houston's problem because McNair was trying to stick his nose in business until he finally wised up a little bit, and found the right person for the job, and now he keeps his nose out of it, and he's just an owner. And holy crap, what did they do? Guy went out and brought freaking D'Amico Ryans back to Houston.
Yep.
And shit, man. They looking good. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, they're doing good. I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with the Lions. Lions look better than I think I've ever seen them.
You got a team that plays as a team and is a team that has a sum greater than the sum of its parts. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what happens when you have good coaching.
Yeah.
And everybody that believes in a system as well. You know what I mean? Believes that their coaches are going to put them in the right spot. You know what I mean? They're like, dude, just go out and perform. Just go do what you're supposed to do, and we'll worry about the tactics,
What size boots you wear, Chris?
13s.
13s. There you go, Bourbon.
Are you guys buying me Crocs?
Sounds like Ben's looking for your Croc boots.
Holy shnikes. He wants to see me go to a cigar lounge wearing that crap. That's all he wants to see.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
He's not doing this as a favor to me. He just wants to see me in a very precarious position.
It'd be funny.
Because I opened my mouth up and said I would do it. And he knows I'll do what I say I do.
Yeah.
Damn it. That's what I get. That's what I get for opening the mouth.
Yeah, I figured since we were on really a lot, the last 2 days or whatever, I guess if we just have a nice short stream tonight, get out here and talk, have a little bit of whiskey, have a cigar.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it don't sound like a bad idea.
Yeah, I figured I had originally thought, we'd get the hour in and that'd be about enough time to get through a cigar or whatever. I've been up till about almost 4:00 every day this week.
Yeah, that stuff starts to catch up to you after a while. I don't care what anybody says.
Listen, man, it don't take one day to recover either.
Well, speak for yourself there, Grasshopper.
Hey, man.
It only takes like 4 or 5 here.
Oh, no, dude. I had to sit through training today. Mind you, I'm overseeing ensuring that, transition training is going appropriately. And oh my gosh, the two people who ask the worst questions and explain it the worst are doing the most of the talking this afternoon. And I was just like, I can't say a word. I'm just not going to say anything. Just not going to say anything. I'll just pop in when I need to. But sitting there listening to the both of them talk, I was like, nails on a chalkboard. Nails on a chalkboard.
To me, that's like rubbing styrofoam together. Ugh. That's the
Well,
worst
you know
sound in the world.
the worst part is this one particularly, the one that's leaving, thought that she was.
John, that's funny.
What a miss. What a miss. Cutting out a photo. What I miss.
I said Zach's overseeing transitions. Not that kind. Listen, these don't need federal government approval.
Right.
But my goodness, man, this lady thought that she was so smart, and she's like, yeah, I manage all of this, and I'm like, lady, you don't do any of the accounting for this. You're only booking the freaking equity income from financial statements that you didn't prepare. I was like, you're a glorified bookkeeper at this point.
So
You're
Ben's
glorified.
the only pair of 13s Ben's found is $1,000.
Hey, man.
I'm telling you, dude, they went. People bought them up. But no,
I don't know if they come in half sizes, Ben, but you go 12 and a half, man.
I mean, dude, it was nuts, dude. It was nuts. Like listening to her try to explain what she was doing, and she couldn't. I'm like, she's like, well, this is because of this, and they do it this way. And I'm like, yes, that's because we book it on cash method, they book it on accrual method, which is appropriate. Oh, well, that's good information. I'm like, somebody who tried to talk the biggest game knew the least amount.
That's usually the case.
I'm like, you know what? But she's leaving.
Breathe, Zach, breathe.
Oh well. I mean, here comes the follow-up to this. Now I'm going to have to explain things to someone who English is their second language.
Oh yeah, that's rough.
I am lucky enough that I have a lady down there that speaks much better English and can fill in a lot of the gaps in Spanish. And I'm like, so they'll come to me. They are amazingly flashy and ugly too. Ben, it's a true statement.
I don't even know what these things look like.
Oh my God, the cowboy boot Crocs.
We'll look them up in a second. Like
they're black. They're black and silver.
Dude, I'm
they're
coming
black
photos. Don't do this to me.
They're a black. They're black boot, silver. Filigree.
Oh, they're even black.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And you got the spur coming off the back. Yep.
None of this sounds okay.
Sounds perfect.
Which is why I wanted to buy them for Joe, because Maddie was like, "Don't you dare!" I was like, "This so much isn't a present for Joe, as much as it is a punishment for my oldest daughter."
That's right.
I approve of that.
Oh, she's a good kid,
I'm looking them up now.
I was actually, I saw my director in the hall this week, and I was like, yeah, I forgot to tell you, So
oh, no way. They even got fake stitching on them?
Yes, dude. The whole 9 yards.
Oh, man.
It's not just like a print. Like, they did it up, dude.
Dude, they even got like gator print.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, these are great. Oh shit.
Oh,
sign me up. Oh wow.
Wow.
Those are phenomenally horrible. Wow. Like, I'm so proud of how terrible those are.
I mean, they are only second. They are only second to those you know those boots that those Mexican dudes wear that have like the super long front end, you know, the toe.
Yes.
It's like
Pointed toes, man. The gauchos or whatever.
Only second to those guys.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I know, right? And there
And
was
the pointy toes are just called pointed toes. I had to go look them up. It's just pointy boots. I thought they'd have some fancy name.
Really?
They're just called pointy toes. Pointed toes or pointy toes.
Dude, but I mean it's the curve, like, you know, it's like 40 inches long, you know, coming off the you know, they're strutting around like roosters in the yard, you know what I mean?
Dude, those things are bad, but those Crocs are phenomenal. Dude. Holy shit. Like, what's this year's big release? Because those came out last year at this time.
Yeah, it was right about this time, yeah. I don't know, man.
Oh, there's actually a page that covers all the special releases coming out.
From Crocs, really?
Yes. So we have Fortnite ones coming out.
Uh-oh.
October 29th is the Fortnites. November 11th is Bluey.
Oh, Lord.
We got a Harry Potter one coming out.
Ew.
They have Harry Potter Crocs coming out?
Yes. With all the different houses.
When is that?
Oh, God.
It just says 2024. They might be out now.
Hmm.
Oh, look at that. They have Crocs Balenciaga graffitis for $600.
No.
Yeah.
Now, I wouldn't give Balenciaga a dime of my money.
I don't think anybody's giving them money.
Oh, man.
I wonder when the Abercrombie ones are coming out.
I don't know.
They're easy to clean up.
Oh. Oh, they could just hose them off, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
So Bobby, when's the Pride of Ohio going down? He's next.
What's that?
I said, when is the Pride of Ohio going down? He's got to be next on the list.
I don't know. Gotta be soon.
Yeah. I mean, all of his homeboys have got nailed now.
Right. Which one are you talking about? I wonder if we're talking about the same thing.
The guy who owns Victoria's Secret.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Lex Wexner.
Yeah.
Oh, he's from Ohio?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's right in northern Columbus. The big.
Yeah. He's got a huge ass compound up there.
Oh, it's massive.
Just look it up sometime, Zach. You'll be like, what?
Yeah.
What? Why? Well, now we know.
Now we know why all these fools had shit like that, right?
Yeah.
Goodness. You know? Oh, what did Johnny Cash say? What is done in the dark will be brought to the light. Oh, that's
Craziness.
it. You know, it's. I mean, listen. You know, like the fact that like now, you know, like Ashton Kutcher is getting swept into a lot of this shit.
The pride of Iowa.
You know, and like they're talking about like he knew, like they're coming out like he got real quiet. You know, he did make the one vocal statement about supporting Danny Masterson, but then he got real quiet whenever all the other shit started coming out. It's like, ooh, oh god, walking past Abercrombie was the most disgusting thing ever. It was secondary to like a a Bath and Body Works store. Oh god, them pumping all that shit through the vents and
Yeah, it was a lot.
You should have worked there.
back then I fit the profile.
Well, let me tell you, it's amazing to work there.
Hey, what's up, Gary?
What's up,
Oh
Gary?
man, you know, it's just weird, right? Did all these guys just? I mean, really, did they all think that nobody was ever going to find out? Like, it always comes out. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but that stuff doesn't really.
I don't know, man. You
Well,
know
that's
what?
what you get for beating up someone bad enough that they decide they're just going to call the FBI on you. So,
Well, I mean, yeah, right? Like, think about if that was actually true. Like, I mean, it makes freaking sense.
I read something today that was.
You're not wrong, John. You are not wrong. Money usually keeps it quiet. It is true. Yeah. I mean, you know, the amount of times that, you know, you think about it now, really. You go back to, you know, 3 or 4 years ago, the amount of shit that was talked about, uh, all of uh, the Nickelodeon kids, right? You know, and how bad that like messed up Amanda Bynes and all that sort of stuff. And you know, the one iCarly girl, the blonde haired one, you know, came out in her book and was just like laid it all out there. Nobody's like, shit didn't happen.
Jeanette McCurdy.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, Orlando Brown now comes out, dude, and starts, you know.
Oh, Orlando Brown's been saying this shit forever, and everybody just thought he was crazy.
Well, and then Kat's been saying it too. Kat, if you go back and you watch Kat's historical freaking stand-ups, he was talking about that shit. He just wasn't really like dropping the hints. But he was talking about it, and you're like, whoa.
Yeah, dude, it's all wild. It's all wild.
I am so glad it's not me. You know what, man? You know, people look at that and go, oh, man, I wish I had those people's lives. No, you don't.
No. What's up, JD?
It wasn't me.
I'll be on the counter.
Oh, yeah.
What's up, JD? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. I mean, for real, what? I don't know.
Man, I'm telling you, I'm just not feeling this work.
Well, I will say this. Crazy thing happened this week, right?
Crazy thing called love.
Well, crazy thing called everybody dropped out of the band because of a certain person again. So there in the early 2000s, like 2005, there was a band called As I Lay Dying, right? Oh, cool, JD, appreciate it. And if you remember, they had a good rise. Like everybody was cool with them, like they were one of those like early metalcore acts. And then all of a sudden it comes out that Tim Lambesis freaking hired a freaking hitman to go and freaking kill his ex-wife. He gets busted. He goes to freaking jail, right? As I Lay Dying goes on hiatus. 10 years or so later, whatever it was, he gets out. Reforms As I Lay Dying. A couple of the other original members showed back up. Then they leave. Then he kind of reforms with a whole new set of guys. They put out an album. And this week, the bassist left. And then all of a sudden, right behind it, the drummer leaves, the tour manager leaves, and then the other guitarist leaves. And they're all talking about the same thing. I have to keep my integrity. Moving forward, and it's like, whoa, what the hell did this guy do again? Oh, like everybody gave this guy the benefit of the doubt. Come back, yeah, I made some mistakes, yada yada yada. Boom. Nope, not a changed person. Same narcissistic, freaking controlling person. Just covered it up for a little while and it didn't last.
Did you see that they went back in and restructured the sentencing, and effective immediately, the Menendez brothers are now allowed to be on parole.
Are eligible for parole?
Really?
Yep, that happened today, I think. Today or yesterday.
Wow. That's like one of the OG rich kid freaking weirdo stories,
Dude, blowing their parents' head off and then getting famous for being on a basketball card. You know about that, right?
No.
So, in the basketball world or basketball cards, right after this all happened, they supposedly went to a basketball game and got their picture was taken courtside.
Oh, they were in one of the pictures that they took of one of the basketball players.
Yeah, so it's in a Mark Jackson NBA hoops card from 1991.
No way.
Yeah, you can see him sitting there watching the game, and it's supposedly like right after they killed their parents or whatever.
Oh, dude. Well, I mean, they went off and just started living a lavish lifestyle. Buying Porsches and restaurants, and
Yeah,
the younger one wanted to be a tennis pro, so he started like $100,000 a year freaking tennis lessons.
Yeah, dude, it's one of those things like with those cards. Like I guess the big thing now is people sending them that card to get autographed in prison.
What?
Yeah, dude.
Damn, how much you think was getting put on commissary?
Well, put it this way. Supposedly that card autographed is trading online for $800 to $1,200, depending if it has both of their autographs.
Oh, wow.
How freaking crazy is that, man? The power of the internet. All I'm gonna say there.
That's one of the drawbacks right there of freaking, social media and all that bullshit.
Mhm.
These guys have a fucking platform from fucking jail.
Yeah. That they do.
Jeez.
Where are you at with your cigar, Zach? You done?
I'm at like.
Oh, you got a little bit left.
I came a little after, so.
There he goes, talking about that dirty stuff again.
Well, I mean, at least I came after she finished.
All right.
You guys are the Gutter Brothers.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, that's a great band, Chris. Do you know who the Afghan Wigs are?
Yes.
Okay, so do you know about the Gutter Twins?
No.
So the Gutter Twins is Greg Dooley and the dude from Screaming Trees, the vocalist from
Okay.
Screaming Trees. So if you like the Screaming Trees back in the day,
Yeah.
and you liked, dude, check out the Gutter Twins.
Okay. I mean, what you were just talking about, Gutter Twins, sure. I had a bad thing pop in my head based on, our horrible conversations. And I was gonna tell you that you'd start a new product line called Gutter Butter. Just let your mind run free with that one.
Oh man, no. Here's how you make that work. Okay, you turn it into you make it a skateboard wax, like a curb wax, and you call it Gutter Butter.
Dude, we might have found our $1 billion idea right there.
And we get
because we had sex wax.
Well, we get Stevie Williams' company, DGK to freaking pick it up, dude, and the Dirty Ghetto Kids.
Angie said she met some Gutter Twins in the alley behind Walmart once.
Oh, well, we're not going to be able to do it, man. There is actually a company called Gutter Butter that makes oxidation remover. I think they missed out.
Oh, okay, but
I mean, we should still be able to market it.
If we change the spelling, and it's a totally different industry, we're fine.
Make it Gutter Butt Her.
No, we just make it BUTTR.
Or Butta.
Yeah. Butta. Gutta Butta. Yeah.
Gutta Butta.
Gutta Butta. And we get DGK.
And we can make it Gutta.
Yeah, GUTA. Yeah.
Yeah. Gutta Butta.
Gutta Butta. And we get DGK to pick it up. And it'll be a line of a curve wax.
I'm all in.
And it'll look like a old school, stick of like fucking parquet or something,
Nice. Love it.
But I mean, how often do you pull out Antique 107?
Pretty often. I would say, monthly.
Really?
It's we have it up here on the drinking bar. Steve and I, whenever we go out on the back deck, we usually have 107 out there.
I mean, it is a solid cigar bourbon.
Oh yeah, and it's nice to drink on. It tastes great.
That one and the Foolproof. Those are by far head and shoulders above the rest.
Yeah.
Oh,
but we have a lot of stuff out there. Usually, if we're out there,
no,
5 or 6 bottles.
No, it'll be sold in like skate shops and stuff. That way, we're not uh, uh, infringing on somebody else's possible already product. Call it gutter butter curb cream.
Curb cream.
I mean, dude, I used to just go to Randall's and steal go to the canning aisle, and just
Go get the old paraffin.
Take a stick of the paraffin wax out and just stick it in my pocket and go walk out and go skating. Yeah, I mean, I don't have to pay for it, but I wasn't going to pay for one stick, whatever.
We used to put that on the rails of our sleds when we sled ride.
Well, down here, you layer it up, and over time it just, will make a slicker surface. But what they do now, though, is they take cans of shellac and they'll put that down. They'll use the wax to fill in like between the concrete grooves and stuff like that, and then they'll go and they'll spray shellac over it.
Interesting.
And it hardens it up and makes it last longer.
Shellac your bitch up.
Do you remember when that freaking did you watch the premiere on MTV?
I did.
That midnight premiere.
Midnight
you
premiere.
had to see the unedited version. I was watching. That's hilarious. That's hilarious that we were watching TV at the exact same time.
Yes. Because it's a small world after all.
That band was wild, dude.
Dude, they were. Now they can have when they still play at events and stuff.
Uh-huh.
But they use the hologram of Dude.
Oh,
I
God.
don't believe he is with us anymore.
No, he has since passed on. Several years ago. It's been a good 10, 12 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Chris, you have access to this, right? You can end it if I jumped out, right?
Of course I can.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna jump out and I'll
You're cooked?
I'm cooked. I'll knock down the Instagram thing and then you can just shut down this one.
Okay. Sounds good, buddy.
All right, man. I'll talk to y'all soon.
Cool.
All right, later, bud.
Cheers.
Cheers, bud.
Oh, you focal point, bro. Can you make us both the focal point, or?
Oh yeah. Hold
there
on.
you go. There we go. Oh, that's like.
Ooh.
We push that back. Shit. Sorry, guys.
There you go.
A little close there. Getting a little in my
Little bit
my personal bubble. I'm not done. It's only
I'm waving at my friend in the background. He's in the back room. I'm waving at him right now. He's looking at us.
Who, Bobby?
Yeah, he's giving us the middle finger from the back room. It's so awesome. It's so damn awesome.
Oh, dude. You know what? We might have ruined him with the gutter butter.
We might have.
It was just a it was a first skateboard wax. It's supposed to be a little provocative, but hey, you know what? I mean, listen. What we grew up with was provocateur. Yeah. I mean, like we grew up with the sex wax and
Mr. Zog's sex wax.
Do you remember those really thick like flip flops that had the titties? They were like sandals, but they were you know what I'm talking about? They had that like shit. Rubber hose for, like the connector pieces and shit.
They had rubber hose?
Yeah, well, I mean, like I was like, hey, can I get a pair of these? Hell no. I mean, listen, dude. I asked, like I was the kid who like wasn't even allowed to wear like a T-shirt with a skull on it because my parents thought it was like evil. Really, I think my mom and my dad just didn't like it. And
Dude, where's the fun in that?
dude, listen, I as soon as my kid wanted to freaking, I have the best story about that because I went to see Amon Amarth, and Madison was pissed. She was probably about 10.
Okay.
Super pissed. This was right before I took her to see Iron Maiden. She
Wow.
was mad, dude. She was mad. She's like, Dad, I want to go. I want to go.
Pissed.
So I was able to find her one of like the little, like ladies, one of the ladies T-shirts, that was like really cut small,
Mm-hmm.
She was like in 5th grade. I remember the album because it was Searchers Rising. And it had Searcher on the front, and he's coming through, and he's just like destroying this village, Searcher came when Searcher came up, Odin let Searcher out, and he basically destroyed the world. So Madison's wearing this at school, and they go, Madison, you can't wear this T-shirt anymore. And she was like, why? She goes, your shirt is violent. And she goes, no, it's actually Norse mythology. This is Surtur, who Odin released. And she gave like the whole backstory because she had done a whole report on all of this Norse mythology. So she knew all of the right things to say. And they were like, well, regardless, you can't wear this to school anymore. And I said, Maddie, if you want to wear that shirt to school, you wear it to school any day you want. If they have a problem with it, they can call me. There is nothing wrong with that T-shirt. The fact that you understand the context at which is what is happening on that T-shirt, and that they were just writing about something from Norse mythology, I was like, I got no problem with it. It's not violent. It's no worse than, God, dude, kids wear such terrible shit to freaking school these days. I just remember the guys getting busted for wearing the Metallica T-shirts, the metal up your ass T-shirts, and
right.
What was another one? That was the big one, wasn't it? That was like the big one, like metal up your ass, like.
Yeah, that's
what that's what Kill 'Em All was supposed to be. It was supposed to be called Metal Up Your Ass, and that photo was supposed to be the cover art. So they just released it as a T-shirt, and instead it's a pool of blood and a hammer, right, which is not much work.
Right.
Which I still do to this day. I'm like, did my mom not realize that that's a pool of blood and a hammer, like it's somebody laying on the floor,
Mm-hmm.
Because I got into high school. I was like, I got big into Suicidal Tendencies. Suicidal Tendencies had released Lights, Camera, Revolution, and I put that. I always asked for a shit ton of CDs,
Yeah.
And my mom bought it. She got it home. She looked in the lower right-hand corner, and what was there? Parental advisory. This kind of explicit lyrics. I get home from school. She shows it to me. How dare you have me buy something that has parental advisory stickers? Me not thinking about all of the other records that I already bought that had parental advisory stickers already on them,
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I'm taking this back. I just wanted you to know. I was like, okay. So
you got the hardcore.
Which was hilarious because all I did was take my Christmas money after Christmas, drive up to freaking Sam Goody in the mall and go freaking buy Lights, Camera, Revolution. I still got it, dude.
Dude, it makes complete sense.
I mean, listen, you know what? You can say F Tipper Gore all you want, dude. I did a whole report on the PMRC and why it was bad. But I will, to this day, watching Dee Snider go in front of that congressional committee and sit there and read his statement and just tear them a new one.
Right.
About all the stuff that they took out of context, they put their own context to, and it's like, that's why it's music. It's somebody, you get to put your own freaking, spin on whatever the lyrics are. And that is one of the greatest speeches ever. And it's so great. If you ever want to see it, if you go to YouTube, type in, Dee Snider, PMRC, it'll pop right up, man. He gets in there. He's got his freaking, cut off, battle vest jacket. It's not all patched up or anything, but he's got his vest on and he's there, long hair and all, just eloquent, just gets up there and speaks, so intelligently.
Yeah, I don't like when that happens.
No, they don't. No, they don't. It's the same thing that's going on right now with, people exerting the fact that they know better, and
people exerting exertion.
Well, they're exerting their rights and standing up for themselves and going, no, you're wrong, Mr. Person in power. It doesn't matter who you are. You're still wrong. It's kind of wild,
Yes.
man.
Yes, I am.
But Nikki Sixx said that was the greatest thing that ever happened to them, because when what was it? Was it no, Kickstart Your Heart that wasn't the name of the album. What was the name of that album?
Dr. Feelgood.
Well, what was Girls? That was right before it.
Yes.
Listen, if Dr. Feelgood hadn't been made, well, Bob Rock hadn't made Dr. Feelgood, which, by the way, is still a great fucking sounding album. We never would have had the Black Album, which I'm not so sure we needed Bob Ross for a gajillion years. Doing all that work with Metallica, because for me, he ruined Metallica. I liked it better when they started just working by themselves. Yeah, that.
No.
Well, listen, dude. Listen, I was upset when I saw they cut their hair. I was pissed. I was one of those. I didn't want to like the Black Album. I mean, don't get me wrong. Listen, for a straight rock and roll song, Enter Sandman is one of the greatest rock songs ever written. Okay? Not gonna lie. Nothing Else Matters is probably one of the greatest, rock ballads ever written,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, hell, even Elton John said that was one of his favorite rock ballads ever written, Have you seen that? So when they did the 30th anniversary and they had everybody do all those covers, and that's when Miley Cyrus did,
Yeah.
When she did Nothing Else Matters, and she got Elton John to play the piano outro on that.
Okay.
There's a video of them on the Stern show, and the band's there, and they're playing a few songs and stuff, and Howard Stern had lined up freaking Elton John to take a video call. So Elton John comes on and starts talking about how great and how soulful and how personal those lyrics really were. Dude, if you watch that, James is like tearing up. Like he's like, because he was not in a good spot. Like that was in the depths of him, battling his alcoholism, being very, unmentally well.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, You could see it if you go all the way back to freaking Ride the Lightning. I mean, he wrote Fade to Black. You know, I mean, like, if that ain't a cry for help, I don't know what it is. You know,
Right.
you just don't know what you're looking for, man. Like, you listen to it now and you're like, oh, yeah, that's pretty freaking dark. You know, you're just saying I'm just ready to be done with it all. Just let it fade to black.
100%, dude.
You know, I do love the fact that Robert Trujillo was honestly the replacement for Jason Newsted. I wish Jason had never left. I wish they would have given Jason carte blanche to do whatever he wanted to do outside of, right?
Right.
And then allow him to come back to Metallica and just be refreshed to write Metallica stuff. But if Lars just quit fucking turning his shit down, so his chingy ass freaking snare drum, ding ding ding, you know. Have you ever heard the mix of And Justice for All with Jason's bass turned up and the drums turned down just slightly? Oh, dude, you can find them on YouTube.
Okay.
Dude, you know, like, I always liked Jason, you know. Like, I thought he came from a cool band, just like Kurt came from a cool band, you know. You know, I mean, hell, without Kurt, there's no Gary Holt, honestly. Without Kurt, there is no Gary Holt, honestly. I mean, really, without Kurt, there is no Exodus. You know, you want to take that even a step further, you have no longevity in Slayer without Gary Holt, because honestly, there was nobody else.
Longevity.
There's nobody else. There was nobody else to fill. Well, honestly, nobody could have filled Jeff Hanneman's shoes, but at least Gary did it in a way that was respectful. At least they were friends.
If you say so.
They were. Did you see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductions?
Yeah, I did see those.
I gotta give it up to Jelly Roll, man. You know what? Pretty good rendition. Freaking No More Tears, man.
You're all about the jelly.
Hey, man. You know what? I respect the dude. I don't like everything he does, but you know what? I respect that guy. That guy puts his money where his fucking mouth is. And you know what? He said he was going to do things, and he does them. And he does them in every city he goes into. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
that integrity, you know what I mean? And that's a hard thing to come by these days.
Whoa. You're not allowed to talk about integrity.
Why am I not allowed to talk about integrity?
Because that would mean you have some.
Oh, well, I do. So,
damn it.
You know, like I said, I don't like everything he does. I can respect the stuff he does. I like him more as what he does off of. You know, what he's doing with his, you know, fame.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He's trying to put positive out there. You know, when you see those clips of him, you know, he goes back home and he plays a concert and there's somebody there. Hey, we went to 5th grade together. And he's like, "You're so and so? I remember you." You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Honestly, like I believe him when he said it, because I think he'd just go, "Man, I'm sorry, that was a long time ago." You know, it's cool that we were together. Appreciate you coming out, but the fact that he goes, "I remember you," you know,
right?
I don't know, man. That's what did I see? I saw a thing about, you know, sports guys, like, you know, giving like kids their time, and you know, you've talked about that. You know what I mean?
Oh, 100%.
But it was like the tag on the plate. Kindness is free.
That's the truth, man. It really is. It, you know, People overlook that fact way too often.
They showed this little kid at a hockey game, and he'd already gotten one of the guys had given him his jersey. The other one comes walking by and he goes, "Here you go, little man," and hands him his stick. And this kid is laughing, crying. He's so excited.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it was infectious. Like the belly laugh, like he was so happy. You could just see it. You were like, that dude gets those sticks for fucking free.
Right.
He was gonna play. He wasn't gonna ever use that stick again. It had already been used in the game. He'll just wrap another one for tomorrow. You know what I mean? Kindness is free.
It is. It is. Especially when it comes to kids, man. That's what makes kids want to be involved in sports and team stuff, because they get that kind of attention, they remember that and they want to give something like that back.
It lights a fire. It lights a fire in them.
It's a beautiful thing, man.
Absolutely, dude. Well, on that same lines, I was watching this the mom was taking video of this older brother, right? And these kids were probably maybe 9 and 7. Okay. And little bro was teaching, or a big bro was teaching little bro all he knew, so that way whenever they went to tryouts, they could be on the same team.
Nice.
So they were talking they're out there every single day. Every single day they're working. Mom's got the video. She's like, "Hey, Kyle." The boys are like, "What?" They come running up. I'm like, "So did he make the team?" She's like, "He made the team." Dude, big bro was happier than little bro.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, it's because he doesn't realize what the significance of it either,
Well, you can just see that, you know what I mean?
Oh, totally.
God, dude, you do your best to instill those kind of stuff, but when they do it on their own, it's there's a little girl at Madison or at Anson's school, and I think she's got cerebral palsy.
Okay.
And, she's in a wheelchair. I gotta pick up this kid. She's there, man. Anson's including her, and we'll go and just hang out with her. And this girl is so happy, awesome. Anson's her favorite person, just because. And what did he do? He just included her. He made her feel she, whatever she could do, that's how he played with her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's sitting there freaking laughing. Anson's like, "I gotta do this a couple more times, Dad." I'm like, "Dude, do what you need to do, buddy."
That's great.
It is, man. That's when.
So when you raised them right.
Well, you know what? Honestly, that's when I've had the teachers that run the little after school program, come up to me and we can't teach. You know what I mean? We can't teach what he does.
Yeah.
And he does it from a selfless place. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's what I tried to tell you guys all last year, man. Y'all were harping on me. You're going to get his medicine right. You're going to get, no shit. Just, I'm trying to get you guys to see the kid that I know that's there, man. And
right.
Good.
Yeah. Give him a shot. Let him roll.
Yeah, he is a good-natured kid.
He's a nature boy. Woo!
Dude.
What are you smoking on, man?
I got that Namakubi, man.
Oh, okay.
That
Yeah, one of those. Those are pretty good.
you know, on the inside of the wrapper, got the little
Yeah.
dude.
Yo.
I just love how he puts the little Easter eggs. You know,
Hey man, Easter eggs are fun.
100%, dude. 100%.
Holy schnickies. You know when you do too much of this shit, you're looking at it and like all just blurs together.
Oh, dude, your eyes go cross because you're staring at shit too much. Yeah.
Oh, I had to turn on the space heater down here earlier, and it was not for anything other than the fact that like from staring at the computer all day and now coming back and having to do it again. You know, like normally we do this, yeah, we're out. I'm out in the garage or whatever. We're just kicking it, hanging out and stuff. It's all good.
You're not having to like focus.
Right. And now here I am and I'm like, oh shit, this sucks.
Yeah. I pretty much got a day like that tomorrow. I focused on making sure all these trainings got fucking transitioned over. And now that I know that I'm good, I'm like, okay, I can get back to all the Zach shit that he hasn't fucking done yet.
Right.
I'm like, all right, I'll get it done. But like I said earlier, dude, listen to those two ladies talk. Like there was only so much I could do before I just had to walk away and be like, I'm like, Mary, quit talking. I'm like, quit. You are confusing the hell out of my BA folks. Like, just stop. If you don't understand, ask me, send me a question. Like, you know, don't try to get this freaking woman who only knows how to re-perform her duties. She doesn't understand the accounting processes behind what she's actually doing.
She don't understand her duty.
Oh man, dude. And she's going over this stuff and she's like, click in, click out, click in, click out, click in. And I'm just like, that's all right. I'm not worried about it. Luckily all of her shit's freaking, you know, it's documented pretty well. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna be able to follow this. We're gonna be able to make sure we get the right emails. Pretty much got most of the distribution list taken care of. That was my big worry.
Nice.
You know, if it's just re-performing your job duties, half of it's normal. There's like one day where she actually does some stuff that takes a minor bit of thought, but it's still just pulling information from another report. And I'm like, okay. And some of this stuff, I'm like, we got to get this shit automated. Like the fact that you are typing in shit when you're dumping stuff to Excel and then typing stuff in from a screenshot. I'm like, no. No.
Dude, that sounds like some of the stuff I get to deal with sometimes. Dude. You did what with the
she was like manually doing this tie out of like all these reports and like she was like, go and look at this report and then go to the report and like visually tie it out. And I'm like, well, how do we really know that you did that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You look at mine, dude. Listen, all I have to do is maybe change a cell reference, right? If a line gets added or something, I'm just changing a cell reference. My shit goes boom to 0. I'm like, done.
Nice.
You know? I'm like, and it visually shows that I have tied these things out. My shit ties. Move on. I was like, ladies, we're not going to sit here and go over all of this. I will send you a report, and you guys can fashion this next month. We will fashion it after mine, and we'll get it knocked out. They were like, oh, okay. Thank you, Zach. Thank you. I'm like, yeah, not a problem. I mean, I'm going to create more work for myself. This coming close. But
You love it, dude.
I mean, hey, listen, I just hope that it when bonus time comes, you know what I'm saying? Like I've been gearing up for a move to the next level, and I'm like, come on, it's not like a change in my freaking role or anything. It's just like
Right.
I deserve to be at the next level. I'm maxed out pretty much at the level I'm at. Like I'm there. Like I need to be moved up. Like the fact that you can give me this stuff and I can just run with this entire freaking training, and I'm going to ensure this stuff. Like, come on. So like I become kind of me and this one other lady, we're like the right hand, right and left hand of our manager. So, when he knows like really important shit's got to happen. Okay.
Right.
Now,
Nice.
let's hope when bonus time comes that is appreciated.
That's always a good thing.
I hope so, man, because the good thing about that is I have new management overall. Whereas last year I had a lady who questioned everything I did and didn't understand what I was doing.
No.
And and basically just thought I was doing less when actually, I was like on top of everything. So it wasn't the greatest bonus last year. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I'm used to a little bit more than that, So it kind of sucked.
Yeah. You'll have that here and there, and you know that. I can actually hear it's raining outside. This is crazy.
Oh, goodness.
Well, last year at this time, specifically like really close to this time last year, it was actually snowing.
Damn, dude.
At the weekend before Halloween. So I'll take this rain. Rain's cool.
Guess it's better than shoveling snow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's as much as I want to live in the mountains, I don't want to deal with snow. I guess I want to live in the mountains in the summer.
Fall.
Just so the weather's nice, man.
Fall or spring. You don't want
dude. It's so nice. It is so nice.
You don't want summer, man. It's too hot up there.
No, I live in Houston, man. Like, I know what hot is. I can deal with hot.
That's what you say now. You go get yourself up in the mountains, man.
Dude, we used to go to Colorado all the time in the middle of summer.
Gross.
Loved it.
Gross.
Well, we were in the mountains though, so being on the mountain was nice,
We have mountains in Wisconsin. They call them ski hills.
Oh, I don't have anything like that around here. It's all flat.
Yeah, ain't that some shit? We get called flatlanders here in Illinois, but you're definitely flat.
Oh, we are flat, dude. It is nice though, dude. The second that you enter, hill country, and it can still be hot, but at least it's nice to see, elevation change. Even if it's
right
40 feet, it doesn't matter. Some's better than none.
Some bullshit, Zach. That's some bullshit.
Oh, what's up, Dustin? How you doing, bud? Nah, we're just I don't know what we're doing at this point. We're just jibber jabbering, and y'all are stuck listening.
Yeah, we're in the jibber jab phase. I'm working. Zach's smoking a cigar. I don't even see Zach. I see what I'm working on in front of me. Just getting shit did. Trying to be a rock superstar here. Save the day.
We call them hills in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the old Carter financials? No, I did not. Chris, did you see? Did you see the financials?
Sure. You know, there's a lot of rent on there. There's a lot of, you know, club membership on there. You got to remember a lot of stuff looks like some killer profit because a lot of those barrels, well, almost all those barrels were originally purchased at the beginning. So that last year, the financials look great, man. Rocking some 84%, 84%, Zach.
Wow.
Yeah. But I mean, you can do that when you purchased everything ahead of time, like
you got
all they're buying at that point is glass and labels, glass labels and hand for, employees. But your product's already there. Your bottling line's been more than paid for, yeah, you're going to have some great financial numbers. Now
he was saying it was 65, 85, whatever.
He would know better. He would totally know better than me. I'm honestly just going by what people. I looked at the numbers, but I didn't do the math on any of them.
And it also depends on where you were looking, and Dustin's probably looking at bottom line numbers.
Yeah.
So which is probably a little more accurate, which includes kind of everything,
Yeah.
taxes and all that sort of shit too, and
totally.
Yeah, they probably were making 86 on bottles, but that gets eaten up with the rent and fucking taxes.
Well, they aren't paying rent, dude. They weren't paying.
He owned the building, right? He owned the building.
Yeah, they own the properties. So Justin's House of Bourbon is paying to rent that property. The bike shop was renting their property. I mean, so they had rent coming in. They had a lot of stuff coming in, but
so they had rental income.
Yeah, but where they're sitting with what they have for barrels and stuff, it's all young new make. Somebody would have to go buy all new shit. How many people are really going to stay in the locker program? Mark and Sherry aren't part of it anymore. So you lose all that revenue from the locker program. You got to think, locker program members, most of them were buying 6 bottles this last year, if not more, because Sherry opened up extra stuff a couple times. So, there's a lot of money that went through that club that's not fair.
Those revenue streams don't exist anymore, is what
Right.
basically what you're saying. Yeah.
Right.
On a go forward basis, it's not like you could recreate that this coming year. You would have to go out and buy barrels.
Right.
And then
you're going to have to buy barrels. You're going to have to try to do everything you can to, keep some membership. I mean, yeah, you've got the rent and stuff coming in, but like, dude, that's what you got. That's all you got.
I mean, maybe that makes the building worth it, but like buying all the rest of it.
Oh, dude, the properties, I would say the properties are worth it. I mean, with Louisville, you're right downtown. You're right off Main Street.
Hold on. Dustin's saying they have 1,200 barrels in inventory.
Dustin, a lot of it's new make because they had to make so much a year to be considered a distillery so they could sell at the shop.
Oh. So it's what? 3 years old?
I think they've been doing, 2-3 years old. I mean, there's plenty of freaking, Kentucky young stuff sitting all around Kentucky that nobody's buying.
But you also got to look at what it cost them to do those barrels. Does that equate to what you end up buying it for? Yeah.
You know,
I don't know, man.
dude. Unless you're in the property management game or looking to buy property, just because the bourbon boom is definitely there. That building's a nice building. We've already got renters in case you don't want to do anything. I wouldn't spend any money on it. There's no way. There's no way I'd spend any money on the brand as far as an investment piece goes. Just my opinion. And it ain't worth shit.
Said 141 barrels were already re-barreled, which means that they were already blended by the starters.
I would say that's not correct. I would totally say that's not correct because they did not have anything left to bottle or sell to the public.
So are those year-end 23 balances that they released the financials for, or were they half-year financial statements?
That I don't know.
It's directly from the documents. Interesting. As of October 24. Okay. And I take that those are unaudited financial statements.
Yeah, I would guess that'd be pretty true. Could be wrong, though.
Well,
they might have had to been audited for the divorce purposes when they were trying to split things up.
Yeah. That sounds reasonable. But that could have been as of 23?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, they're saying that there's still 150, a little less than 150 barrels. Is that enough? Is that enough? Is that enough of legacy Carter juice to inventory was updated as of this month? But is that updated? I mean, I guess the question would be, how ready are those barrels after they were re-barreled? Were they just re-barreled at the end of 23 and they wanted them to sit for, you have to sit on inventory for another year or lots of questions.
Well, you got to remember a lot of their stuff has always been, everything's been re-barreled. Whatever they get from MGP and everything else, everything was always re-barreled. That's part of their process.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that shit could be brand freaking new. That could be stuff that they originally barreled, when they were making their new make, and now they've just got to the point of putting it in a second barrel.
41 barrels of 2008 distilled Kentucky bourbon. 145 barrels of MGP 2018 or older. Interesting. I don't know. I don't have that kind of money, so.
Well, considering out in the market, you can buy 11 and 12-year-old barrels of MGP for under $2,000 right now. They would have been better off to do this 2 years ago when those things were selling for $8,000 to $10,000 a piece.
Yeah. per the note, rebarreled barrels are barrels that were blended per the master blender, commingled, and rebarreled to prepare for bottling. Interesting.
I call bullshit. I call that a beautiful sales tactic by them to try to get a higher buyer. Because per Mark and per Sherry, they had nothing left that they could bottle and sell. Nada. Not a damn thing. And that came right out of their mouths. So
Wow.
I called the bullshit. Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
Well, shit, man. My stove's about done.
All right, my man.
So, guess we will bring this thing to an end. Called a little early tonight.
Yeah.
So, awesome, guys. We appreciate y'all jumping on.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So,
Bobby has been burning midnight oil this week. So, he
doing some late night work, setting us up with some different podcasts and stuff to really push the brand. We'll be talking about that next week. The different podcasts we'll be on. There's a lot of really cool stuff. We're actually going to be doing some stuff with some other brands, cigar brands. We are going to be doing some stuff with some whiskey brands. We also have a little series that we're going to start too when we don't have something lined up. That's going to be absolutely hilarious, and I think you guys will actually enjoy it. So,
I would
put it this way: you're going to see a lot more content based stuff than us just rambling on a Thursday night.
Oh,
like there's gonna be content and contests and fun. Like it's gonna be worthwhile to chime in to watch what's going on. Especially with some of the guests we got coming and stuff, and the collaborations and stuff we're doing. So
I'm just gonna leak it because listen, guys, it is going to be our take on the blind sample challenge.
Yes.
Where we are going to round robin this thing, but just wait because it's going to take us just a second because we're going to have to get together because what we are going to deem the answers for the categories is going to be worth it.
It's going to be a comedy shit show.
It is going to be hilarious.
It's going to be a pure comedy shit show.
We laughed so hard last night when
we were coming up with everything.
When we came up with it, like seriously.
Even the name's great.
Oh, dude.
I was on fire with my branding mind last night. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh man, I can't wait. Well, thank you guys. Thanks, Chris, for hanging out, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
I hope you're done soon.
It'll be a couple hours.
Oh man,
it's all right. It's all right. It just means it's gonna be a happy Friday.
Gotcha. That's cool.
Yeah, it'll be easy stuff to do.
Rather get it done now than have it looming over your head. So
100%, man. Like I'm not worried about it. You know, I'm honestly glad that they got a hold of me tonight and said, "Oh, by the way, we forgot this," instead of getting a hold of me first thing in the morning and going, "We need this done, and we only have an hour to get it to the printer in order to get it done in time." And trust me, that happens more than you know.
It should.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah. So So I'm glad I found out when I found out, because it could have made for a horrible Friday. And just good, I'm not even gonna shake on it, but I will definitely be out and about, considering all the goods dropped here in Illinois. So
That's a pretty interesting concept, Dustin.
what's that?
He said Mash and Drums should buy it. He said turn the speakeasy into the Mash and Journey tasting labs. Turn the home next door into the jam session spot.
Yeah.
I mean, hey,
Hey man, anything's possible.
right? Anything is possible. Well, all right, brother.
All right, man. I'll check you later.
We will holler at you soon. Later,
All right.
guys.
Later, everybody. Have a great night. Thanks for stopping out. Thanks for listening to this ramble.